There is fresh crisis brewing between the National Assembly and the presidency over a number of contentious subjects.
Indeed, and top on the list is Ibrahim Magu's continuous stay at the EFCC as its acting chairman, despite the fact that he had been rejected twice by the National Assembly.
Yes, and acting president Osinbajo says nobody can remove Magu as acting chairman of the EFCC. He stated this in an event in Kaduna State, where he was represented by the state government Nasser El-Rufai.
He described Magu as a nightmare for corrupt people in the country, saying the Buhari government has confidence in him to fight corruption to a standstill. And the acting president said he will remain the EFCC chairman as long as he remains the acting president, just as well as Muhammadu Buhari remains the president.
I discussed the EFCC and your appointment with President Muhammadu Buhari. And he told me in no uncertain terms that he has every confidence in you, he has every confidence in the commission and the work that you've been doing. And as long as he is president, you remain the chairman of the EFCC. Last night, I spoke with the acting president, President Osinbajo, who reconfirmed the position of the president and told me that as long as he remains acting president or vice president, Ibrahim Magu will remain the chairman of the EFCC.
We have long come to the realization that EFCC alone cannot possibly fight corruption and win. This is because the forces that we are against are powerful and have enormous resources, which they are ever willing to deploy in their never-ending effort to frustrate us. We need the support of the people if we are going to prevail against the forces of retrogression.
Indeed, and how supportive are Nigerians? Well, we have a lawyer in the studio. He's also a public affairs analyst, Olayinka Ola Daniels. The statement, good morning.
Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
So I guess going to it.
Absolutely. Now, the statement from El-Rufai, some analysts actually think that the wordings may not exactly be from the acting president, since he seems to be, as the acting president, seems to be, placating in his way or diplomatic. But that's not even important. Now, Osinbajo's insistence on Magu as EFCC chairman, has he in any way violated democratic principles?
Well,
as some have posited.
Well, we will not say he has violated any democratic principle, because it is clear the Constitution made provision for the president to appoint. All that is required by Senate is to confirm the appointment of the president. That is the provision of the Constitution. Now,
but Section 171 never indicated that the Senate or National Assembly should confirm any nominee of the president in the particular interministerial appointees of the president.
Okay.
It's only the act of establishing the EFCC that somehow gives power to the Senate, the National Assembly, to confirm nominees from the president. So so I want to understand, because many analysts have come out to say that.
Let us break it down. It's simple. Let's break it down. It's simple. That's Section 2, subsection 3 of the EFCC Act made it clear for the confirmation of the chairman of the commission. Good. Now, Section 171 of the Constitution made provision for the president to appoint and sack. Now, who are the people listed under Section 171 subsection 1 A to E?
Yeah.
Who are the people?
Give us an idea.
One, A talked about the secretary to the government. He can appoint without confirmation, and he can sack. He talked about the ministers. Now, let's look at, among all these subsections, among all these paragraphs, now, I think Mr. Vice President is actually working with subsection 1D.
D, paragraph D.
Now, paragraph D, that stated that added the extra ministerial. Now, how do we include commission under the extra ministerial? You see, commission stands out. Even the so-called section 153 of the Constitution made provision for like the 5 commissions that would be appointed, the chairman would be appointed and confirmed. Now, the statute also made provision for the EFCC and some other commission also. It's a commission. It does not fall under paragraph D. So
the ground that the acting president is standing on in this particular case, you're saying is not strong enough. Is that what you're saying? Is that what I'm drawing
going
from?
By the little that I know,
yes,
this law and the provision of that section, which is not ambiguous, if Mr. Acting President is relying on that section, I would say he goofed.
Well, that's the section many senior advocates of Nigeria, including Ishe Sage, Femi Falana, are hinging their support.
What is the interpretation? I just ask you, is a letter, do we put commission under the extra ministerial position?
That's what I
say. That is what they are relying on. I do not see it that way. But if the acting president is coming under the umbrella of saying, yes, Magu will continue as acting chairman of EFCC throughout the term of this administration, then I'll give a thumbs up. I'll say, I'm with you. Okay. Because no law says it cannot be an acting. Okay, so the Senate can make noise from today to tomorrow.
What next then? Now that the Senate is still grandstanding, saying Magu must go.
Nothing happens.
And the acting president is saying, no, he's got to stay. Where do we go from here?
Thank you. I will also clarify something. Senate cannot say Magu must go.
But they're saying that.
It is not their duty to say Magu must go.
It's up in the power of the executive.
They have their own power to confirm, and they have done that, and they have said they are not confirming Magu. That is all they said. So it's not in their position to now tell President that Magu must go. Then the next course must come online, whether the presidency now want to say, Magu, okay, well, since we have not confirmed you as the chairman of EFCC, you can as well act in acting capacity. I tell you today, if Magu's name is presented to the Senate 100 times, I have said this before and I'm repeating it, it will not be confirmed by the Senate.
Is it because many of them are under investigation?
Many of these people are under investigation. Many of these people are going to trial, corruption here and there. So I'm not going to use my hand to bring someone that will pull me down. So that is what Senate is doing.
Aren't we being sentimental in all of this? Let's assume that the DSS has, of course, DSS came up with some questionable, no, not questionable,
14-point report
against on the integrity of Magu. If we didn't have this issue between the legislature and the executive, which some people have described as more of an egotistic thing than protecting the different institutions of the arms of government, would it be right for the executive to actually back down on what the Senate is insisting on?
See, I would say we are just primitive people with primitive passion in handling things in Nigeria. I said, the Senate has no place to say Magu must go. Do your job to confirm. Now, the president can decide to say, continue in acting capacity of throughout this tenure. It is their business. Now, talking about sentiment, why are we not talking about institution? Must it be Magu? Must it be Magu? We know there are issues with these people. Magu is not going to compromise. Magu is not going to back down to say, no, these people, I will try you. Now, who is afraid of Magu? That is another question.
Another question.
Exactly.
If you don't have any skeleton in your cupboard, and you are insisting, yes, we can, yeah, you've not confirmed. I said it, they're not going to confirm me, but it's acting. It is the business of the, but then, can't we talk about institution more of an individual? And that is what we see in most of I mean, let me say Nigerian as a whole. When you see another government come in today, there's not going to be continuity.
Yeah.
They will come and say, this is what I want to do. I'm sure you listened to our own wonderful Mr. Emefiele yesterday saying, as if he owns the country. He owns central bank. You see, that is a problem. We see it as an individual.
So it's not about the institutions, it's not about the constitution. What does the law say about
That is what the senators are saying. One of the reasons, anyway, that they want to build a strong institution in the country.
Very well. You see, if there's no motive behind this,
that's another issue.
Yes, I would say yes. We are building a strong democracy. Yes, the constitution must be followed to let us agree. But is that what they are doing in the strict sense of it?
We'll find out. Let Foladele come and give us the feelings of the people on social media.
Yeah. Good morning, Ngozi. Good morning, Azizat. Good morning. Good morning, Olainka.
Good morning.
Okay, so let's find out what's been said online. Thompson Adeshegun says, I'm with you and your government, sir, and that's to the acting president. Someone must let the Saraki and co know that corruption is not and should not be a part of our lives. Shetima Akali says, our able acting president, we stand by you, sir. Keep doing the right thing. Benny says, most unserious government, what is in Magu that federal government refused to change him, or is he the only man in Nigeria that can handle EFCC? Mr. Showtalk says, if the senators don't get serious about deliberating on vital issues that move the masses forward, we would chase them out. Hashtag Occupy National Assembly. Mavi says, if this is verified true, then the acting president just laid the smackdown on corruption. Abdul Mumin Jibrin says, acting president Yemi Osinbajo saved the fight against corruption by standing firmly with Magu. We must all support him to sustain the momentum. BUJ says, anybody that has a problem with Magu must be doing some illegal things. Magu things. Nigerians will always turn everything
very
into
creative.
Okay, Olainka, really quickly. So someone here is saying, look, why must it be Magu? Why not just nominate someone new entirely? Because, to be frank, it's starting to seem like a war on egos and, you know, power at this point. So what do you think about the suggestion? Nominate someone entirely so that this whole drama just ends once and for all.
I have said it. I do not support an individual office, but an institution. EFCC is an institution. Why can't we make it an institution the way it sounds? Why can't anybody from EFCC becomes the chairman, as in follow the rank, ascend to become the next chairman if it's not confirmed? What is wrong with building an institution? Must it be Magu? Are we saying that we can't trust any other person in the in the commission to ascend to become the chairman of the commission and still do the same job?
So do you think then that the presidency, let me say the presidency, is trying to prove something to the Senate by insisting? Because that's what I was saying about, is it now about egos? Is it now about power? Is it now about trying to prove something?
Well, sorry, if I'm going to talk about ego, probably I will shift it to the Senate. Maybe Senate is saying, no, we are the Senate. The Constitution gave us power to confirm, but they forgot that, yes, he only gave them power to confirm and no power to make and remove.
Of course, according to the Senate, they have the powers of the people to, of course, make the laws.
Which people? The people that are asking for their recall now.
Not their recall, just one member.
It's one member that's been recalled.
Just one member.
I'm sure all of them are going to go, one after the other. Because they're not even doing the will of their people.
In the meantime, Magu has said all he needs is the president and the acting president to remain in office. Is it spot on?
Well, it's clear. And the provision of the Constitution is there. Not the Senate, like I said, is to confirm. If you are refused to confirm, then if Mr. President is saying, go ahead, yeah, Mr. President appointed, don't forget, he was appointed by Mr. President. And if Mr. President is saying, I need you to do this job, of course he can't go. Senate can't tell him to go.
All right, thank you, Faladele, for coming. Let me quickly ask you this. Because of the way the Senate especially is going about all this face-off sort of, not just on Magu now, but on so many other issues, it is somehow fueling impeachment rumors. I'm sure you've heard of that. And they even went as far as saying that the Senate would want to hinge its process on some 4 points, which the members of the Senate are not even talking about. Talking about the boldness of Ishe Sage of PACAC, Magu issue, that of the Comptroller General of Customs, and another issue as well. It seems that if you don't do right by your people, if rumor starts, it will be difficult to quell them. That is what is happening at this point.
Well, about the rumor, well, it's just a rumor.
Rumor,
like
that's why I said
so,
a rumor.
Well, let's leave it at that. Let's leave it at that. But then...
Because we got reports that the Senate President met secretly with the acting president. What they discussed, we do not know.
We do not know. But yeah, that has to happen. Because seriously, if the nation has to move forward, they still have to work together. Because if it comes in and everybody is doing power tussle, the truth is some people will suffer it, and that is the nation. The Nigerian people will suffer that. But then, they still have to meet, they have to talk, they have to work together. But then, the Constitution is clear. Well, it's sad that the provision, the Constitution as we have today, in fact, even the 172, the Section 171, don't forget that it's amended.
It's amended. Yeah,
it's because the Constitution we have today, as at today, has so many vacuums. So many vacuums, ambiguous sections, and all whatnot. We really need a new one. Okay, maybe some military juntas came together and put up something for themselves, not even considering us in the first place. And now, from 1999 till date, we have not even...
Can we rely on this legislature to actually amend the Constitution? Will we be satisfied with whatever they come up with?
The legislation that is trying to change the bureau, to favor them or what?
Okay. All right, we'll have to say thank you so much. There's no time to begin to quote Magu, who has said their time is up. It's only 1,000 men that's holding
Nigeria to ransom.
It's going to be a
well,
fight to
but
finish,
then maybe we should also reduce the media propaganda and the media trial and do more of our work, investigate this whole thing. Don't go to court and come back
without
out of
evidence.
Court without nothing. Then the matter is dismissed in court and these people still come and brag again. Let us have enough evidence. Do your job. Let the prosecution do his job. Then let's take these people up.
Absolutely. Ola Daniels, a lawyer and political affairs analyst. Thank you so much for your time and your insight on TVC Breakfast this morning.